Hey, what is going on YouTube? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I want to talk about Bethesda Game Studios, and more specifically, I want to talk about Fallout 76. And even more specifically, I want to talk about, will Fallout 76 be an online game? Now, essentially earlier today, the trailer for Fallout 76, which is the next upcoming Fallout in the Fallout franchise and in the series, the trailer for that game actually dropped. And it is here or down in the description below. So be sure to go check that out if you haven't seen it, as if you're a Fallout fan, you'll be pretty hyped no matter what. However, some of that hype may be derailed because essentially since this trailer's release, a lot of leaks and speculation surrounding Fallout 76 have kind of started to surface, essentially saying that Fallout 76 is going to be the next Fallout in the Fallout franchise. However, it might be a multiplayer game, some kind of Rust clone, some type of MMO RPG type game. Essentially, it's going to be an online version of Fallout. Some people are even comparing, or some articles or some stuff that I've read even compares it to possibly being like the Elder Scrolls Online. Now, essentially in this video, what I did was I gathered all the information I could regarding Fallout 76 and it being online, and I'm going to compile that all into this video so you guys can kind of get all your Fallout 76 information about the game being online, essentially. Now, before I go any further, I want to say these are all leaks. Nothing has been confirmed by Bethesda Game Studios. I myself do not believe that this will be an online game in any way, shape, or form. It might have multiplayer, but I don't think it's going to be heavily online. I still think it's going to be a Fallout game that we all know and love, the single player type story game with an option to play multiplayer with your friends and go around and explore with them and have a good time and stuff like that. However, I do not think it is going to be kind of this MMO RPG that people are speculating it to be. And I'll make a video about that at a different date and time. However, for now, like I said, I compiled all the information I could about Fallout 76 being an online game, and I put it all in this video for you guys here today. So our first post comes from Reddit. This was just a few hours before Fallout 76 trailer was announced and or released, and it says this: Bethesda is announcing Fallout Vault 76. It's going to be a game surrounding the base building element. Screenshot and thank me later. Edit. Thanks for the gold. Have to stop for a moment. I'll be back. Edit 2. Hey guys, thanks for the reactions. If any of this turns out to be true, please consider donating to http://childscharity.org. It's a great charity and would be helping out a lot of kids. And it says, I'm not related to this organization in any way. There will be more info. Now, this was released by user Usome, if I pronounce his name correctly, or his username correctly. And from what I've heard, this guy's a pretty reliable source. He's leaked things in the past that have turned out to be true. But like I said, I don't think this is going to wind up being true. But we have plenty more articles that we need to get through here today. And keep in mind, there's going to be a lot of articles in this video, so I'm going to try to do it as fast, quick, and as clean as possible. Moving on to our next article, which was on Kotaku, which essentially is about Fallout 76 is an online survival RPG. It's written by Jason Schneer. And essentially it reads this, and this is a lot. When Bethesda announced Fallout 76 with a teaser trailer this morning, promising more info at E3, it was easy to assume that the new game would be a traditional single-player role-playing game, but Fallout 76 is in fact an online survival RPG that's heavily inspired by games like DayZ and Rust, according to 3 people familiar with the project. Those people, speaking anonymously so as not to damage their careers, confirmed that Fallout 76 is an experimental new entry in the long-running post-apocalyptic series. When Bethesda first teased the game on Tuesday morning, fans and pundits speculated that it might be a Fallout 3 remaster or or a New Vegas-style spin-off in a new location. But as Kotaku reported that afternoon, it is in fact something completely new and completely different. The teaser might lead Fallout fans to believe this is a traditional entry in the series, but according to our sources, that's not the case. Originally prototyped as a multiplayer version of Fallout 4 with the goal of envisioning what an online Fallout game might look like, Fallout 76 has evolved quite a bit over the past few years. Those sources said it will have quest and story like any other game from Bethesda Game Studios, a developer known for meaty RPGs like Skyrim. It will also feature base building just like 2015's Fallout 4 and other survival based and multiplayer mechanisms, according to those sources. One source cautioned that the gameplay is rapidly changing, like it does with many online service games, but that's the core outline. Now, like I said, I don't think this is going to be true. I don't think Fallout 76 is going to wind up being an online game. However, I could be wrong, and I will be producing a video at a later date and time, kind of explaining why I don't think Fallout 76 is going to be an online game. So, moving on to the next thing is another article by Gamerant, which says Bethesda designed a Fallout 4 multiplayer mode, but scrapped it. And it goes on to say, while Bethesda hasn't announced any similar MMO for the Fallout series, it turns out that they aren't completely against the idea of a Fallout multiplayer game. In fact, early on in development, the team behind Fallout 4 considered the possibility of including a multiplayer mode in the game. According to an interview between Mashable and Bethesda executive producer Todd Howard, the development team working on Fallout 4 created initial design plans for a multiplayer mode early on in development. Surprisingly, Fallout 4 isn't the first game that they've considered creating a multiplayer mode for. Believe it or not, every time we do a game, we design a multiplayer mode just to see what we would do. Article then goes on to read, however, Fallout 4 and evidently Fallout 3, The Elder Scrolls Oblivion, and The Elder Scrolls Skyrim didn't get past the pre-production stages with their multiplayer modes intact. Todd states that pre-production is the best time to discuss these possibilities, and while they thought that a multiplayer function was an awesome idea, including one would take the focus away from making Fallout 4 the best single-player game it could be. And this kind of also falls back on their promise. If you guys remember, they had a huge campaign when E3 was doing, I mean, not E3, but when EA was doing all their stuff, they were talking about save the multiplayer, if you guys remember. And I forgot, it features some actor, but essentially what they wanted to do was save the multiplayer, same. So guys, moving on to our last and final article, which kind of sums everything up. It kind of got everything in there about Fallout 76, kind of all the information we have so far. And it's also by Gamerant, and it reads this. Fallout 76 described in leaks as an online multiplayer Rust clone. Fallout 76 announced Wednesday morning remains a huge mystery. Beyond what's shown in the short teaser trailer, Bethesda decided to reserve unveiling gameplay until a later date. Until then, fans are scurrying for any leaks or rumors that may be associated with the new official post-apocalyptic title. The results may be even more surprising than the announcement. For if the leaks are true, the game may be an online multiplayer Rust clone. Knowing that the game's title is Fallout 76, internet Slethis, I don't know how to pronounce that, have been able to search through online archives for references to the game prior to its announcement. They're looking for leaks that went unnoticed. A handful of results were immediately discovered, stemming from both 4chan and Reddit, with one post on the former site even revealing the game's title as early as December 2017. Here's what 3 different posts on 4chan made by anonymous users as collected by Twitter user Nibble said about Fallout 76. Fallout 76, a Fallout-themed Rust clone, coming soon. If I know if it's going to be at E3. It's called Fallout 76. I heard about it over the holidays, so it might have been canned. It's called Fallout 76, and the map is set alongside an interstate highway. Note that all of the potential leaks are highly suspect. These anonymous posters may just have been making up their information and got lucky, or they may have known a little and made up the rest. Nevertheless, they did have a correct title prior to an official Fallout 76 announcement. Now, guys, there is even more to this article, and we will read the rest of it. But I want to say, guys, I have seen no rock solid information about Fallout 76 being an online game. The only people I would trust when it comes to this is Bethesda Game Studios. As we've seen in the past with many other games like Fallout 4, The Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim, Fallout 3, There's plenty of videos out there that say, "Oh, it's going to be online. It's going to have all this kind of features. It's going to have this," and it winds up having none of that, and it winds up just being a regular game. I think this is just going to be a phase. To be honest, I think people are jumping on it just because it's the kind of an obvious thing to do. Maybe people want to make money. I honestly just think people are just saying this. To be honest, I don't think there's really any rock solid proof. People have gotten right about the title. There's no doubting that, right? In 2017, people were talking about Fallout 76. So, and they're saying, oh, it's like Rust. I doubt it's going to be like Rust. I doubt it's going to be online MMO type game. I think if anything, it'll be a multiplayer game with maybe 5 players, maybe even less. Kind of just co-op, if you will, to go out with your friends and explore the wasteland, or this new wasteland that we're gonna see, because all of this takes place. I believe it's 100 years after the bombs fall, or something like that. Or is it 25 years after the bombs fall, I believe, because I think the vault is opening in 2105 and the Great War was in 2077. So if my math is correct there, that should be around that time. um so guys, yeah, let's go ahead and read the rest of this article, and I'll talk a little bit more about this stuff and kind of why I don't think it'll be online, and then I'll leave the rest up to you guys to decide. So here we go, the rest of that article. The Reddit leak is a little bit different. It's from a wholly anonymous source. The user Somet revealed Bethesda would announce Fallout 76 just hours before the official reveal. They described the game as a game surrounding a base building element. Coincidentally, Somet also vouches for the Nintendo E3 showcase leak that many dismissed as fake. More reputable source, and getting into the fun too, Jason Schneer, which was the article that we read earlier, of Kotaku, is reporting that he's heard unofficially that Fallout 76 is an online game being co-developed by the main Bethesda studio and Battlecry Studios. Um, Battlecry is known for working on a team-based online multiplayer hero shooter, also named Battlecry, that's been canceled. Schneer says anyone expecting a single-player RPG will be disappointed. Exactly what Fallout 76 is will likely have to wait until Bethesda's E3 2018 media showcase on June 10th. It indeed an online multiplayer Rust clone set in Vault 76 alongside an interstate highway built around Fallout 4 settlement building feature? Time will tell. Nevertheless, there is very likely a good reason Bethesda felt comfortable announcing a new Fallout game, but remained unwilling to show any gameplay just yet. Now, guys, those are kind of all the reliable articles by big gaming companies that I found about Fallout 76 being online. Like I said, this was just more of a compilation of information for you guys. To essentially discuss, will a Fallout 76 be online? And I'll make a future video at a later date and time saying why I don't think Fallout 76 will be online. But this is just kind of everything I've found so far on Fallout 76 being online. All the information that looks like it's from a decent source, if you will. However, yeah. It's what you guys want to make of it. So what do you guys think? Do you think Fallout 76 will be online? Let me know in the comment section down below. Like I said, I don't think Fallout 76 is going to be an online game. It might have multiplayer or co-op, if you will. It might have co-op, but I don't think it's going to be an MMO multiplayer online type of game. I just don't see that happening with the Fallout franchise. I don't see Bethesda Game Studios making a game like that. I don't see Bethesda publishing a game like that. So I really don't see the possibility that this can be an online multiplayer Fallout. I think all this articles that we just read, to be honest, I think they're a bunch of heebie-jeebie. I think they're a bunch of garbage. I don't think any of it's going to come true. I mean, people have been right about the title leak. I mean, but a title leak's different than a gameplay leak. We've seen people accurately predict the title and completely mess up the game. Like when Fallout 4 was coming out, people were talking about, oh, Fallout 4 will be announced at E3, and it's going to be multiplayer, it's going to have all this features and that features, and none of that winded up happening. The same thing with the Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim. When it was first announced, I remember that was when I first started actually looking at articles and stuff like that, and it said it was going to have all these features in it, and it had none of them in it. So I think this is just a same phase. We go through it every time a new game is announced, and I think when Fallout 76 is announced, I think it's either going to be co-op, not a full-on multiplayer, and I think it's going to be the traditional Fallout we all know and love. If you choose to play it that way, a single-player type story-based game RPG that we all know and love, the Fallout series, right? It's going to be like that, and it will have a multiplayer option if you want to play with your friends. But I don't think it's going to be an MMO type game like Rust, like DayZ, and like all this other garbage people are saying. I think it's going to be the same Fallout we all know and love, just with an option to play with your friends, because a lot of people want that. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this video. Like I said, what do you guys think? Do you guys think that Fallout 76 will be an online game? Let me know in the comment section down below. Like I said, I'll be posting and doing prediction videos on Fallout 76 in the days to come, probably for the rest of this week. So if you guys do want more Bethesda Game Studios videos, gaming news videos, gaming talk videos, please be sure to drop a like, comment, and subscribe. It really does help the channel grow. Anyways, I love each and every single one of you. Hope to see you guys right back here tomorrow. And remember, like I said, I don't think any of this is true. Don't get too excited. Wait till Bethesda Game Studios themselves says something. Wait till we see the trailer at E3 for this year, which is June 10th, which is not that long away. When we see that, then we'll know if it's an online multiplayer game. I don't think it will be. I think it might have co-op, but I don't think it's going to be an online MMO like a lot of people are saying. Anyways, love each and every single one of you. Hope to see you guys right back here in the next video. But until then, remember to stay freaky.